The Young and the Restless spoilers shock next week, March 17 to 21, 2025. In the simmering heat of Genoa City's relentless power struggles, Victor had always been a man who thrived on stirring the pot. With the city already simmering under a tense atmosphere of rivalry and betrayal, he saw an opportunity to push his longtime vendetta against Jack and the once revered Jabot Corporation into overdrive. Victor's plan was as audacious as it was ruthless. He would directly attack Jack and all that Jabot represented, a move designed to destabilize the delicate balance of power in Genoa once and for all. Victor's strategy was not one of subtlety. Every calculated move he made was a deliberate provocation, a challenge to both his adversaries and the very fabric of the city's social order. Jack, a shrewd and determined figure, along with his loyal confidant Diane, were quick to protest every attack. They decried Victor's methods as reckless and vindictive. Yet, it was precisely Victor's relentless approach, his willingness to break every unspoken rule, that made him such a formidable force. No one, not even Jack and Diane, could find a way to counteract the barrage of aggressive maneuvers that Victor unleashed. Meanwhile, a simmering tension began to boil over in another corner of the power dynamic. Kyle, still burning with the impetuous fervor of youth and untested experience, was unable to contain his anger. The young man's temper flared, and he was all too ready to lash out physically. In a moment of sheer frustration, Kyle even contemplated throwing a punch at Victor. However, that raw impulse was nothing more than a bait in a trap carefully set by those who knew the game all too well. His rash desire to physically confront Victor was bound to backfire, ensnaring him in the complex web of conflicts that seemed impossible to escape. As the lines of loyalty were drawn ever more sharply, Nikki found herself taking an unexpected stance. Once known for her nuanced perspective, Nikki's allegiance had shifted. She now stood firmly with Victor. Her support for her husband's mission to eradicate Jack and Diane was a turning point, further fueling the fires of conflict. In her eyes, the eradication of Jack and Diane was not just about settling old scores, it was about reshaping Genoa City into a domain where her family could assert its dominance without constant interference. Her decision, although controversial, underscored the intensity of the rivalry and the lengths to which the characters were prepared to go in order to secure power. Amidst these dramatic confrontations, a parallel narrative unfolded with Tracy and Alan. Exhausted by the constant noise, scandal, and treachery that defined life in Genoa, the pair longed for a fresh start. Their plan to escape to Paris was not merely a flight from trouble, it was a desperate bid for freedom and renewal. The idea of leaving behind the familiar chaos of Genoa stirred in them a glimmer of hope, a promise of tranquility, love, and a life unburdened by the relentless machinations of their past. Paris, with its enchanting allure, beckoned them as the ultimate sanctuary where they could rebuild their lives and dreams. Yet, the prospect of leaving Genoa was fraught with unforeseen peril. For Tracy, Paris was not just a destination, it was a potential trap laid by Martin, a shadowy figure entangled in his own dangerous web of secrets. Martin was a man who lived on the run, his every move dictated by his desperate attempts to evade the clutches of law enforcement. Accused of kidnapping, a crime that hung over him like a dark cloud, Martin's actions were driven by a singular motive: to stay one step ahead of the police. As Tracy and Alan planned their escape, the looming possibility of inadvertently falling into Martin's trap became a nagging specter in Tracy's mind. Tracy was painfully aware of all the secrets swirling around her. Secrets that, if unveiled, could shatter the fragile hopes she held for a better future. She knew about Martin's desperate situation and the dangerous implications of his actions, yet the lure of love and the desire for redemption were too powerful to ignore. Tracy's heart ached with longing. She believed that if she could muster the strength to forgive the transgressions of the past, perhaps she could reclaim the love she so desperately sought. The idea of forgiveness was both a salve for her emotional wounds and a potential key to unlocking a more serene and fulfilling life, even if it meant stepping into a new kind of trap. As these narratives interwove, Victor's unyielding aggression, Jack and Diane's valiant resistance, Kyle's brash outburst, Nikki's newfound loyalty, and Tracy and Alan's perilous dream of escape, a rich tapestry of ambition, passion, and betrayal emerged. The undercurrents of these intertwining lives were driven by a single, unifying theme: the relentless quest for power and love amid chaos. Victor's brazen tactics were not without consequence. Every move he made was a gamble, a high-stakes play that risked igniting an all-out war in a city already teetering on the brink. His personal vendetta against Jack had long been a source of tension, but now it threatened to engulf the entire community. The fallout from his actions was beginning to take shape, and every attack, every maneuver, reverberated through the corridors of power in Genoa City. For Jack and Diane, the struggle was a test of resilience and cunning. Their protests against Victor's onslaught were not mere acts of defiance, they were a fight for the soul of Genoa City. Their methods, more measured and principled, stood in stark contrast to Victor's ruthless ambition. The clash of these ideologies was emblematic of a larger battle, the conflict between tradition and unbridled ambition, between the old guard and the disruptive forces of change. Kyle's internal conflict further deepened the drama. His raw emotions and youthful impulsiveness were a microcosm of the broader generational divide that was slowly emerging. His readiness to resort to violence, even as a reaction against the very man he despised, mirrored the intense pressures that young individuals faced in a world ruled by the cunning and often brutal tactics of their elders. In trying to assert his own identity, Kyle risked becoming just another pawn in the high-stakes game being played by the city's power brokers. Nikki's alignment with Victor not only reinforced the resolve of one faction but also symbolized the shifting allegiances that defined Genoa City. Her decision was as much personal as it was political. In standing by Victor, she was making a statement about loyalty, love, and the sacrifices that came with power. Her support underscored a deep-seated belief that only by eliminating the opposition, embodied by Jack and Diane, could a new order emerge, one where her family's legacy could flourish unimpeded. And then there was Tracy, a character caught in the crossfire of love, ambition, and the pursuit of redemption. Her desire to leave Genoa for Paris was a bid to reclaim not just her freedom, but her heart. Yet, the knowledge of Martin's dark past and his precarious present served as a constant reminder that escape was never truly simple. Tracy's inner turmoil was palpable. She wrestled with the duality of her yearning for love and the risk of being ensnared in yet another web of deceit. In her eyes, forgiveness was not a concession to the wrongs of the past, but a hopeful, if dangerous, step towards a future where love might once again bloom. As the threads of destiny wove together the lives of these intertwined characters, Genoa City itself transformed into a living, breathing arena of conflict and passion. Each decision, each act of rebellion, contributed to an unfolding saga where the stakes were nothing short of life and death. The tension was electric, the alliances fragile, and the consequences of every move were uncertain. In the end, the story of Genoa City was more than just a tale of personal vendettas and power struggles. It was a narrative about the human spirit, its capacity for both ruthless ambition and the redemptive power of love. Whether Victor's relentless campaign would ultimately secure his vision of domination or unravel into chaos remained to be seen. But one thing was clear: in a city where every secret had its price and every act of defiance echoed with the promise of change, destiny was not a matter of fate, but of the choices made in the crucible of conflict. The unfolding drama promised that each character, whether caught in the vortex of their own ambitions or driven by the desire to escape the relentless grip of Genoa, would be forced to confront their own demons. For in the end, the battle for power was inseparable from the battle for the soul, a battle that would continue to shape the very destiny of Genoa City and everyone who called it home. In the tumultuous corridors of Genoa City, secrets and scandal often intertwine, forming a labyrinth of betrayal and desire that touches every corner of the city's elite society. At the heart of this unfolding drama, Lily and Damien find themselves engrossed in whispers about love and infidelity, a gossip that promises excitement but leaves many questions unanswered. Their conversations are hushed and furtive, laced with a sense of urgency and the need for more than mere speculation. While they trade observations and half-truths, it becomes increasingly clear that these tantalizing rumors are only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the complicated web of relationships that dominate their lives. Damien, a man known for his introspection and inner turmoil, confides in Lily his mounting doubts about the nature of his bond with his mother, Amy. He reveals that his heart and mind are entangled in a conflict of loyalty and resentment, a struggle that forces him to question whether he should continue to be honest and open with her or retreat into a guarded silence. "I need time to really think about my relationship with her," he admits, his voice heavy with the weight of unspoken regrets and a future filled with uncertainty. His internal debate is fierce. On one hand, a sincere desire to maintain the truth between them, and on the other, the fear that honesty might unveil deeper wounds that could never heal. His dilemma is emblematic of the city itself, full of beauty and potential yet marred by secrets that cut like a knife. While Damien wrestles with his personal demons, Summer finds herself increasingly exasperated by the escalating complications surrounding these tangled relationships. Her usually cheerful demeanor is shadowed by a growing sense of discontent as she watches the lives of those around her spiral into chaos. In a world where every smile hides a secret and every alliance is fraught with ulterior motives, Summer's heart is heavy with the burden of knowing that things are not as they seem. She is tired of the constant undercurrents of betrayal and craves a sense of stability that seems to be slipping further from her grasp with each passing day. Amidst the swirling rumors and hidden agendas, a new subplot begins to emerge, one that pits genuine emotion against deceit. Claire, known for her captivating charm and mysterious allure, has been growing closer to Holden, a relationship that, while seemingly innocent at first, begins to take on shades of intimacy that raise eyebrows among the discerning onlookers of Genoa City. Their closeness sparks a dangerous opportunity for another player in the game, Kyle. Ever watchful and ever impulsive, Kyle senses that this is the perfect moment to make his move, not only to flirt with Claire but also to seek a deeper, more passionate connection with her. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect opportunity lies a storm of scandal waiting to erupt. For months, rumors had swirled about Claire's fidelity, and now the evidence is too damning to ignore. In a dramatic moment that could alter the course of multiple lives, a series of incriminating documents and photographs, meticulously hidden away by a loyal confidant, are laid before Kyle. These pieces of evidence point unambiguously to an extramarital affair on Claire's part. The photographs capture clandestine meetings, stolen kisses in dimly lit corridors, and secret rendezvous that are as damning as they are undeniable. Each piece of evidence is a testament to a betrayal that not only shatters the trust between Claire and Kyle but also threatens to disrupt the fragile alliances that hold Genoa City together. As Kyle stands before this avalanche of proof, his heart is torn between anger and heartbreak. The evidence is irrefutable, yet his emotions betray a deeper, more complicated desire, a longing for a love that is as consuming as it is tumultuous. The realization that the woman he had hoped to trust and love has been unfaithful sends shockwaves through his very being, leaving him questioning whether the ambiguous relationship they shared was ever real at all. With every photograph and document, the truth becomes harder to ignore, and Kyle is left to face the harsh reality that the trust he had placed in Claire has been shattered. In a parallel yet equally volatile storyline, Harrison emerges as a character who cannot abide by the notion of a mother who has failed him so profoundly. His disdain for the version of motherhood represented by Amy is palpable, and he makes it clear that he will not accept a maternal figure who chooses deceit over devotion. For Harrison, this moment is not just about a personal vendetta, it is the culmination of years of accumulated resentment and betrayal. He sees the ongoing entanglements between Claire and Kyle as emblematic of a broader pattern of ambiguity and mistrust, and he firmly believes that now is the time for Claire to sever these ties for good. Harrison's insistence is not born out of petty jealousy or impulsiveness, but from a deeply ingrained conviction that the toxic dynamic must be dismantled to pave the way for genuine healing and transparency. As the different threads of these intertwined stories converge, Genoa City transforms into a battleground where every secret, every betrayal, and every act of passion carries monumental consequences. The evidence of Claire's affair, now in Kyle's hands, sets the stage for an explosive confrontation, one that promises to leave scars that will forever alter the lives of all involved. The stakes are higher than ever, and as the city's inhabitants navigate the treacherous waters of deceit and desire, each decision they make echoes with the potential to either mend broken hearts or shatter lives irreparably. For Damien, the choice of whether to treat his mother Amy with honest compassion or to shield himself from further emotional turmoil remains a haunting question that looms over every conversation and every silent moment. Summer's frustration grows as she watches those around her succumb to the lure of forbidden love and deceit, while Harrison's unwavering determination to expose and end the ambiguous ties between Claire and Kyle signals a turning point in this ongoing saga. Each character, driven by their unique motivations and haunted by their pasts, is poised on the precipice of a new chapter, one where love and betrayal intermingle in a dance that is as mesmerizing as it is destructive. Ultimately, Genoa City stands as a microcosm of human emotion, a place where every whispered rumor, every secret meeting, and every act of defiance contributes to a narrative that is both captivating and heart-wrenching. As Kyle grapples with the undeniable evidence of Claire's infidelity, and as the specters of old betrayals resurface with renewed intensity, the city's inhabitants are forced to confront a simple yet devastating truth. In a world built on fragile alliances and fleeting passions, trust is the most elusive currency of all. The future remains uncertain, and the next move is anyone's guess. But one thing is certain, this is a time for reckoning, a time when the facades of love and loyalty crumble to reveal the raw, unfiltered emotions beneath. And as each character faces their own crossroads, the legacy of Genoa City will be defined not by the secrets they keep, but by the courage they summon to embrace the truth, even when that truth shatters everything they once held dear.